Well, good morning, vaping world. It's Jim Raines, the lesser man from the Vaping Militia. This is my first attempt at a video review, so I'm not going to have any of those fancy intros and outros. I'm just going to talk about what I found today. I I went out and visited my friends over at Baker White. Baker White is one of the premier, earliest sponsors of the Vaping Militia, and heavily involved in activism. Danny and Jody Baker over there have become good friends, and they are releasing tomorrow their new Odin line by Baker White. It is a high VG premium e-liquid made in Minnesota. Thank you to the Minnesota government and their wonderful 95% tax on wholesale e-liquid from out of the state. Their anti-trade laws here have prevented us in Minnesota from getting a lot of the real premium juices, at our local shops. We can get them online. Obviously, the Five Ponds, the other, the great premium juices that are out there across the country. So what we've developed here in Minnesota is this really pretty incredible juice manufacturing base in Minnesota. Vermilion River, we've all heard about them. 503 from Smokeless Smoking. The guys over at e-cig Market with their line. Some really, really good premium juices. Baker White's been around for a while, and Baker White has had a great line, high quality. The really cool white bottles that didn't allow any sunlight to break down the components. The really high quality bases, etc. And Danny and the team over there come up with this Odin line. And first thing I'm going to talk about, and before I get into anything about the liquid itself, is the packaging. In the advocacy activism world, we're going through a lot of things right now, and we have a lot of juice manufacturers across the country that are just doing not even the absolute minimum for labeling. The Odin line really goes above and beyond. First and foremost, if you're getting your juice shipped to you from one of the Baker White vendors, because they don't compete with their vendors, you can only buy these at vape stores around the country. You're going to get this in really great packaging. It's aluminum tube. They have commissioned art from an artist, I believe, in Denmark for their line. It has two crows on it and a very Celtic Odin-looking monogram on here. And it's really packed up nicely. The top's taped. It has all the warnings on it. Sale and use of this product to any person under the age of 18 is strictly prohibited. Keeps out of the reach of children and pets. Contents can be harmful if swallowed. Nicotine is a habit-forming drug and should not be used by non-smokers or people who are at risk of any cardiovascular conditions. This product contains nicotine, a chemical known to the state of California to cause birth defects or other reproductive harm, and vaping at high temperatures has been proven to have adverse health effects. Please vape responsibly. You're going to hear a lot about vaping responsibly from the militia coming in the very near future. Love, love, love this packaging. The top is taped down. I already cut the tape. This happens to be the Odin by Baker White number 101. I also like their marketing here and the fact that they don't tell you what the flavor profiles are. It's up to your palate to figure it out. And there's going to probably be a lot of reviews over the next couple of days or the next few weeks of these liquids, and I've tried them all. I sat down for a tasting session with Baker White this morning. I was involved in the beta testing of these several months ago, and I can tell you this line of juices it's a game changer. It really is. So I'm going to crack open the top here, and what do I find but a cool little vape band. It says Odin by Baker White on it. A little black with gold lettering. Put it on your tanks. This has been marketed as a dripping line. However, after tasting it today, I know that I'm going to have it in my Nautilus tank and in my K-Fun. Pull it out. There's some foam on the top. And pulled out, and I've got a bottle like I've never seen before. Let me put this all away. got I mean, literally, it's a frosted black glass bottle with a dripping, child-proof cap, dripping top on it. I mean, literally, it stays connected. You don't have to put on one of the separate ones. It's child-proof cap. It's got a great glass, a glass tube on it. And again, you know, it's fantastic labeling. The really incredible logo on it, kind of, you know, the brownish paper, easily readable with the milligram level, the ingredients, kosher vegetable glycerin, propylene glycol, natural and artificial flavors, distilled water, and nicotine. And it says, for the first time on Baker White juice, it says 70% VG, so it tells you what the VG is. And then it has a warning: Baker White Incorporated products are not a smoking cessation product and have not been tested as such. The U.S. FDA has not approved this product for any use. This product is not intended to diagnose or treat any medical conditions. Then one of the things I really love on this is that it has the date that it was made. This 101 was made on July 16th, and a batch number. So it has the date that it was made, and it has a traceability number, so we can have the appropriate traceability if there is anything that goes on in the future. It also has the same warnings that were on the outside case. This, you know, juice manufacturers, listen, this is good labeling. This is what the vaping militia would expect from a product for the consumer, that people consume and put in their bodies. Appropriate labeling, safety, traceability. It's just a fantastic job by Baker White and the team over there on the labeling of this, and a really beautiful effort. Now, I've already set up my device. I'm using my Odin mod that Mike Edwards made me. It's a DNA 30 with 2400 mAh of dual lipo in here, fully charged. And I've got an Origin dripper on here. Now, and fresh cotton, I just put on sterile cotton that I got over at one of the local drugstores. And I'm taking it down to about 13 watts. I have a 0.5 ohm twisted 30 gauge dual coil vertical coils on this Origin. I love the Origin. I think I'm not sure that there's a better atomizer out there that intensifies the flavor. What I found when I was testing these, which was just absolutely amazed me. You know, I started out at about 12 or 13 watts. And I worked my way up to about 28 watts on every single flavor. This is one of the things that I think is going to be a game changer across the industry. You had distinct tastes, different throat hits, different intensifications of flavor and mutations of flavor as you went up the line, as you went in wattage. For all of the liquids. I mean, it was just stunning what was happening, you know, with the different tastes. The vapor production, well, you'll see the vapor production, and I'll kind of try to figure out what the flavors are. You know, they don't advertise what the profiles are. I can tell you that right now I'm doing 101. I know it's a tobacco based with some fruit, berry or stone fruit or something in there, but it's let's give it its first taste on cam, and I'm at 13 watts, and that gives me 3.5 volts on my DNA 30. So let's give it a first, and I know that this one's got a bit of a throat hit in the beginning. I'm using 6 milligrams, so I know that I think they come in 0, 3, and 6, and I think I might have should have went with the 3, but let's see. I am not a tobacco guy. You know, I smoked cigars and pipes, and so I loved great tobacco for 30 years. I wasn't a cigarette smoker. I've been very public about that. I had a couple cigarettes when I was a kid. We all did. But for over 30 years, I smoked cigars and pipes routinely. And I have not enjoyed too many tobacco vapes since I started vaping almost a year ago. This is just very, very good. Vapor production, I mean, if you use on a 10 scale, vapor production at this low wattage is you know, probably about a 7 or an 8, maybe 9. The throat hit is it's there with the tobacco at 6 milligrams on a dripper, probably 5, 4 or 5. I'm one who doesn't normally go for a lot of throat hit. The flavors I get with this immediately is a tobacco, a very, very nice tobacco, pipe tobacco with a fruit finish, more on the top of the palate than I would expect. I would expect the fruit to hit me on the tongue, but at the low wattage, I'm not getting the fruit up forward. And there's some sort of berry that I'm getting with this. So I'm going to go ahead and ramp it up about 3 watts to 16. And so 16 watts and 3.5 volts. There we go. Fresh batteries, by the way. A definite change in the way the flavors. The tobacco is starting to mute a little bit. It's still there. It's still that nice pipe tobacco. Not a black, you know, not a real sweet pipe tobacco, but a nice, you know, Virginia leaf type tobacco. But I'm starting to feel and taste the fruit start to grow. You know, I'm still getting that full tobacco taste and feel, less throat hit, but more tobacco more fruit as I raise this wattage. So I'm gonna go up to 20 now, and 20 seems to be the sweet spot for the majority of this line. And again, I tried all 6. Oh man, the vapor production is obviously starting to increase as we heat up the vape. I'm getting more and more vapor condensation out of my mouth. I know that, you know, I've argued the idea of once you get above a certain temperature, you can't get any more vapor. What you're getting is a warmer vape, and you get more condensation out. But this is really the vapor is starting to be much more visible as I do this, and the taste is just, oh my God. Because I wasn't a huge tobacco fan, I've had the tobacco start to mute down a little bit. The tobacco's still there. The tobacco is still, that nutty tobacco taste that you get, but we're getting an expansion of the juice on this. Man. 20 watts, 0.5 volts, 0.5 ohms again, twisted 30 gauge, dual coil. I think I need to add some, I need to add some liquid here. I'm going to do the, before I get a dry hit on this sterile cotton, no longer sterile cotton. We all hate the dry hits, don't we? Okay, cap back on. Freshly loaded. Wow. Okay, keep going. 20. I'm gonna go up to 23. That was 20. Go up to 23. So I'm going to expect the tobacco to mute even a little more here, and start getting a greater intensification of the fruit. Yeah, the throat hit is down way down, down to a 2 or less. The taste is just, it started to mute out a little bit on this one. I think that 20 is the sweet spot for me, for my taste, my taste buds on this 101 liquid Odin by Baker White number 101. Again, 6 milligram. But it's just, oh man, I'm not a tobacco guy, and I'm just blown away. I could drip this. I could see myself at night, sitting in my easy chair. My Barker lounger. Sit back with a book, maybe some classical music on, and just vaping this at night. Oh my God, this is awesome. I'm absolutely blown away by how the flavors have rotated, and now I'm getting much more fruit, and I'm getting that fruit forward now. I'm getting that fruit on the front of my tongue. That's my phone. Hey, Joe Barnett. I'm gonna have to call you back. I'm getting much more fruit forward on the front of my tongue, and the tobacco is much less in my face. It's fuller across the whole palate, across top of the palate, and I have a great aroma in the room. It smells like my grandpa's pipe when I was a kid. Yeah. Okay, 26, and I'm gonna cut this short because this is a long video, and I know we don't want to go. You guys don't want to watch 26 or 20 minutes on one juice, but. Yeah, it's about the same as it was at 23. So listen, Odin by Baker White, number 101. It's a tobacco berry-ish, fantastic labeling, fantastic quality. I've tried a lot of juices. I've been a big fan of Five Ponds. The complexity, Perpetual Czech, the Grandmaster, the Queen Side, and this is just amazing. It's I think it's going to change the way we look at juices. It's not one of those 20 or 25% flavored juices. It's not this massive sweet gooey. There's no custard in this line. This is a complex, complicated dripping line that produces great vapor, has fantastic taste. If you want, it's got the throat hit. All the things that we looked for, when we first started vaping, and as we have evolved as vapors, and as we become more mature in our vaping, when we've gone to higher VG and less throat hit, and looking for the clouds. This is drippers. This is, a lot of people are saying this is marketed to the cloud chaser. I can say from me, not being a cloud chaser, this could be equally marketed to the taste chaser because the taste is phenomenal. So Odin by Baker White, number 101. Their new high VG premium e-liquid line. Check on at BakerWhiteIncorporated.com, BakerWhiteInc.com. Find out where the vendors are in your area. This could be a game changer. It really could. Thanks. Hey, Jim Raines, the lesser man from the Vaping Militia. Like I always say, be well, vape polite, and vape responsibly. Thanks.